Okay, so welcome to GoNuts for Gaming. This is me, your host, James, with John.
Hello.
So we're going to do a commentation over the finals of the regionals for Game of Thrones in Ireland, where John here faced off against Ben. Ben, you know Ben, against Ben.
That'd be Ben Fox.
Thank you. In the finals of the competition. After, I suppose they played how many rounds? 7 rounds to get here?
Yeah, it was 4 rounds of Swiss, semi-final, then final.
Okay, so a fair enough, a fair test. So what was your deck, John?
So I was playing Stark Wars to Come. I went 3-1 in the Swiss, and Ben was playing House Targaryen, Alliance, Banner of the Rose, trading with Qohor. And Ben also went 3-1 in the Swiss.
Yeah, so Paul won, actually. So
yep, shout out to Paul.
Yeah, good job. Command, yeah.
So we have setups here. I set up a Caitlyn and Winterfell Stewart and also Septim Ordain. And I also have the Stark Reducer for Heart something? It's the location reducer.
Tree. Yeah, it's all fuzzy.
The heart rating. And then Ben has set up a King's Road, Randall Tarley, and Targaryen Loyalist.
So my understanding of Ben's deck is that it's all about building a huge man or lady and then going in hard towards the end of the game to try win it all in one turn.
A Voltron deck, as they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually built by, I think it was a guy called Niccolo Marusi. Apologies for the names. Pronunciation if it's bad in Italian. They also won a tournament, Summer Feast. It went, far as I know, 8-2. And there was 76 people in that
pretty good
tournament.
So it's using the new agenda, which I kind of dismissed because I wasn't interested in it until I saw what it can do. So I've not actually seen how this game goes. So I'll be looking forward to seeing how it goes.
Plots are flipped, both 2 time of plenty, so 4 cards each extra, 2 cards extra, and Ben seems to have gone with a Great Hall. He's now using a King's Road and a Great Hall to reduce, and a Targaryen Loyalist to reduce, and I'm guessing we're going to see a big, maybe Dany.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looks like Dany in his hand.
Yeah. Oh, I saw a peek of his hand there. It looks like he's got quite a bit in there.
And he's got a Khal Drogo too, by the looks of it.
Yeah. So that's core Dany, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's core Dany. So when she's standing, everyone is going to be -1, and straight away milk on Caitlyn.
Nice. So is there any particular reason? So like if he's putting all these attachments, I suppose he's loads of the attachments.
Yeah.
For Stormborn, yeah.
So basically, and with the ability with Qohor, if when he wins a challenge and has claim, he can swap an attachment out and go search for another attachment of equal cost or less. But you can't get the same attachment, so he couldn't swap a milk for a milk.
Yeah, so that's nice, like, because that mitigates the cost of playing an alliance deck where you've got a huge deck. Well, now if your deck is some proportion all attachments, well, now you just have a bigger pool of cards to choose from.
Yeah. Usually a lot of guys are putting in probably 15 to 20 attachments, especially with alliance. It's kind of nearly basically, because the Qohor deck is a banner, which up until now the only banners you had were basically other houses. It's now you're basically getting to play a 1 banner house and a load of attachments you can choose it for.
I had a quick scan of the attachment list, and he has 24 attachments in his deck, I think. So, yeah, and there's a lot of one-offs there, so it's kind of nice that you can afford to do that.
And so I'm marshalling Bran now. Also, Ben got one of the dragons out. I think that's Rhaegal, so that gives Dany...
Electra stand.
Stand.
Yeah.
So. And I've got Arya with a dupe, and I break the shop rule by looking at the dupe, and which now means Arya now has a military icon. I remember at this stage, I hadn't seen Ben play really all day, so I'm looking at Dany and I'm looking at dragons and I'm thinking burn. Yeah. So and that's why I'm leaving my 1 for just in case to kind of, do I have a hand's judgment or not?
Did you have a hand's judgment?
I ran them.
All right, enough of a threat. I suppose you've Bran already, so you've some insulation from it.
Yeah, and I've also got Hodor, and because I have Bran, he can attack.
Yeah. And did you you didn't. How familiar with his deck were you at this stage? Had you
Not
played?
at all. Hadn't played him, hadn't seen him, so I was assuming it was basically burn with strength pumps and maybe a few. When I seen Tyrell, I was assuming strength pumping.
Mm.
So obviously military first, it would seem, because I seem to have claimed my Winterfell Stewart,
Yeah,
and I let that go unopposed. So
got started. So I had heard that the plan with his deck is that he wants you to have a lot of power.
yeah, what I've kind of found out really afterwards, basically, you're trying to build up for like a one-turn finish, and really and you're going to be doing a lot of power challenges. So you really do need a lot of power on your basically opponent's house card to do it. I think the one game Ben lost that day was against Paul, King of Swiss, and he was playing a lot of renowned characters. So I think a lot of the power then was probably on Paul's character, so he mightn't have had enough to finish out.
Not
And
as easy to
Paul
steal.
happened to play the most perfect, opportune weapons at the door.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing just how big Danny can go, because I didn't get to see it.
So I'm guessing now power challenge. We've already done military, and he's gone in with Randall Tarley.
Yeah.
So once again, unopposed.
How did he? With
Randall there.
Yeah, I don't think it's with Randy though, because he's an elf.
We did the power challenge. He's won, so he's got renown. I'm assuming they're going to pose. And now,
oh yeah,
yeah.
So now it's intriguing with Danny.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm trying to decide: do I block? What's he trying to do? Dragons are down, but there could be shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
There's no gold, so I'm feeling that a little bit safer.
Yeah, like, because it's not fealty either. It's it's alliance. Like, there's not. I don't think there's any burn tricks with the 0 gold.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he could stand someone and then start. Yeah. Okay, there's tricks.
Yeah. The milking of Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Always worries me, because basically I'm just going, I've lost that safe ability.
Yeah, and obviously I guess that makes a lot of sense why he would do that, because he's so many of the attachments trigger on winning power and so on. Looking at that, well, yeah, like the Silver's D and things like that. Yeah, they do.
So that was a power first by me, and then a military. Stealthing random player. I'm assuming Randall just in case.
Mm.
And so after the first round, I get Dom. I have 4 power, and Ben has 1 on Randall.
Looking good for you, John. I can't see how this goes backwards.
Yeah. At this point, I'm going, there's tricks. This doesn't feel right. There's tricks.
So what was the idea with your deck? Is it coming back to you?
Basically, mine was, it was Wars to Come. It was standard Stark play. The only kind of new additions in it was the Wyman Manderley. I kind of added him in from what you would be your standard Stark, and obviously it's discarding down now. I got rid of a begging brother there. It was basically built around getting sacrifice. I had a lot of loyal characters in there as well. What served me well in the day was I'm playing Breaking Ties, and so I was using Breaking Ties, and unlike I usually would have Tumblestone Knights, I was putting in the it's the Bear Island loyalist, who basically they're 1 goal more, but they're loyal, and so I was using Breaking Ties, bounce them, getting rid of dupes, and then trying to get an impactful Valor.
What was Breaking Ties?
Breaking Ties is you can bounce a loyal character, you sacrifice a loyal character, and you send a non-loyal character of theirs back to hand.
Oh, yeah.
So I think playing Maud earlier that day, he had his duped Eddard out, so I was able to sacrifice, undupe Eddard, and he had all his high costs out, Caitlyn thing, and it was just basically Valor, and wipe the board.
So you do have a Valor in your...
Yeah, I do have a Valor.
I think, yeah.
That's the great thing about Wars to Come. It gives you the extra 3 kind of flex spots. So you can put in like... Normally, when I'm playing Valor, I usually end up running into my own. So I used to have it. Wildfire is usually what you'd see in a Stark deck, but because it was the 10 plots, you can hopefully get your job done before you hit the 10th, and it's there in case you need it.
Yeah. And did you have like Fast Eddie and stuff?
I didn't have Fast Eddie. I dropped, I think, Fast Eddie to put in Wyman Manderley, because I have Rob, and I was hoping to get Rob Stark out.
Yeah.
And basically, you just keep sacrificing. And he's such great draw, Wyman Manderley. It's like sacrifice card, draw a card.
Yeah,
Every time a card is sacrificed or killed, you draw a card. So I have played Winter Festival. I think it was the only time all day it hit.
That's really nice. Yeah, when it was new, it was Winter Festival all day, but now it's a tough one to get off going. Oh,
And Ben has played Pentashi, so I have gold.
Googling.
And I'm now thinking, so I have King Rob in this. I have basically taken out the core start Rob and I put in King Rob just for everyone seems to be playing, is it King in the North?
Yeah.
Where you need a king character to do something.
Yeah.
So.
Though I doubt, I guess I can look, but I don't think. Oh, Ben did have that in his plats.
Yeah. Because what I'd forgotten about, I hadn't seen it in so long, Beggar King.
Oh,
An
yeah.
attachment and you can tutor for it.
I need to start using that again.
Yeah. Well, they've also now got the new king character in Targaryen.
Yeah.
Is it Lozd or Harak? Oh, I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, something like that.
But basically, he turns all cards in your hand into a King's Road. Discard a card, and you can reduce the cost in marshalling or ambush by 3.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I think especially with all the new cards coming out, Targaryen's going to get popular. That hasn't been now, but it's going to be a lot of new burn. And then we have our first attachment out, and I think that is the Mother of Dragons. As I'm trying to read what it does. And it's challenge actions. During a challenge action which you control to participate in Dragon, kneel Mother of Dragons to have attached character participate on your side.
Oh, cool.
Now, the restriction is it's Stormborn, so it only works on Dany. But basically, as you can see now, once that attachment's kneeled, she'll be in the challenge. And Drogon does come out at some stage, as far as I remember. So, kneeling in the challenge, and he'll have renown.
And it's really nice because as a 2 gold attachment, like you kneel it and you trigger it, and then, well, you just get rid of it because then you swap it for something else.
Yep.
Which I guess is what he's doing. Yeah, all of these, because when I heard about the big, all the things and toys in the world on top of Dany, I thought, oh, that'd be a cool deck to run. And then when I heard everyone talking about how it was played and how he went and pulled this and pulled that, I'm like, I don't think I could keep it straight in my head. But having a handy page with all the attachments on it, I think if I just kept that beside me during a game, that might be a bit easier for me to remember. Hey, what can I do with this?
We will be honest, we weren't sure, so we did have to print out some of the pictures. That's what we're hoping for, that we can see them just before they go into a character so we can recognize. So
because like some of these are old cards, but like just the attachments weren't used that much. Like I don't think I saw any of these.
Well, I believe when they were actually building the deck, they were thinking about, I think it was the Silver Steed.
Yeah.
And they were wondering, was it just basically once per turn? Because the Silver Steed is, after attached character gains power, use renown, sacrifice the steed, and you can do another power challenge this phase.
Yeah. And
so you can win another one, go basically sacrifice that, get a different attachment, go off win, sacrifice it, go back and get the attachment again.
Yeah.
If you get Isle of Ravens, you can shuffle them back in, which I don't think he had.
Oh, yeah. Really?
No.
Oh, that's right. I guess, well, I suppose if he wants to win all in one turn, you don't want Isle of Ravens, doesn't matter.
Ben now has just marshaled one of the Hobbers, Hobbs or Hobber Red Wine, I think.
So...
And that's Search for a Lady. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think he went and he got the dupe for Dany that time, I believe.
Okay, yeah. That seems... Well, I don't think that dupe actually is a lady, is it?
I think she is too.
Okay.
And he's also now put on Oathkeeper by the looks of it, and I didn't catch that last one underneath that went. So
I think it is
the Silver Steed.
Yeah. Recognize that main.
Oathkeeper has to be a non-Tyrell character, but if you win any challenge by 5 strength or more, you can sacrifice Oathkeeper and you can then use it to go get I think it's a non-Tyrell character.
Non-Tyrell, I think cost 3.
Actually, no, I think it's higher. No, it's you can go get
whatever you like. Oh.
Yeah, and it also gives you a buff of 2 strength.
Nice. So when you're throwing the same character into a challenge over and over, you get value out of that.
Especially now as well with the Mother of Dragons, because if you're not remembering, you can do a dragon challenge. All of a sudden, she can pop in. He can see what you've defended with, then win by 5 and trigger.
Oh, whenever he likes. Yeah.
So as you can see now already, Dany's starting to buckle at the knees with all the attachments.
Oh, and she has renown from the Silver Steed. Yeah.
So intrigue first, obviously.
I suppose it's nice because you don't need. So the Silver Steed lets you do an additional power challenge, but I mean, up until you do that, you can just have renown on it, so you can keep.
But it's only renown in the power challenge.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's not as good as constant renown. Okay. So how are you feeling at this stage?
Now I'm starting looking at triggers, going, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
So it's like, draw a card from insight from Dany. That was the other thing too, Dany's insight. the challenges. It was basically Ben was getting to go through his deck.
I wonder, is it frustrating, because you've played with this banner now, so I wonder, is it frustrating with Qohor when you draw these attachments you want to be pulling?
Depends if you draw the one of. Sometimes you will have one of. It happened to me in one game where I was waiting for the wall to come out, the new wall, and I only had one Seized by the Guard in a Qohor deck I was trying, and I drew it. And then of course it got picked for Intrigue Claim.
Yeah.
So it can be frustrating that way. That's why I do think something like maybe Rebuilding, I think it's the plot, where you can put 3 of your discards back in. And also, obviously, Isle of Ravens, I think you'll start seeing more, especially for those high impact attachments.
Yeah, because like, I'm not sure what Danny's strength is getting up to, because there's no actually that many strength buffs there. So
Well, she'll have 2 from Oathkeeper.
Yeah.
And her own is what? Danny's what? 4? 5?
5, I believe.
5. So she's on 7 at the moment.
Okay. Because I was wondering what the intrigue defense is like there.
Yeah.
But your intrigue's not that heavy either as a Stark in general. So.
Well, see, the problem there too is basically the and with Rhaegal, when she wins, she can stand.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's when a dragon goes in now, you have to also factor in Mother of Dragons can be knelt, and basically, so that strength can come in. That's a 7 strength that can be added at any time.
Yeah, because I think Ben was expressing that, like, with Rillor being able to kneel Dany before she gets to do anything. So like that won't trigger the Rhaegal then, because I'm pretty sure she needs to win as herself. So then like that a Rillor deck would have caused trouble, and imagine anything which can target her successfully well enough would cause a lot of grief.
I think that's also why they have the Khal Drogo and Randall as well. It's like that other option just in case you don't see Dany. They've got like their other 2 big renowned characters in there that can also take a lot of those attachments.
Because looking at the attachment list, it's the one-ofs, I believe, are mostly, like, the Daenerys specific ones are one-ofs, mostly. Not that there's that many, it's mostly... Yeah, there's not that many, it's mostly just Mother of Dragons, and there's only 2 of them, so I suppose you can circumvent. And we aim to pull a bodyguard, so you just need to be able to win a single challenge and hope you pull one of your 24 attachments and be safe then. So I guess it's not that as dangerous as it seems.
So yeah, here we go. I think.
And did he mulligan?
I believe he did.
Because I mentioned if you don't pull Daenerys, you would be, and in a 75 card deck.
Yeah. So, doing the challenge with Daenerys, Intrigue, wins, restand because of Rhaegal. Insight. And he's now triggering. Now he's also going. Well, I didn't get insight yet, but he's also now triggering off trading with Qohor, searching for an attachment.
And trading with Qohor, it's as many times as you like, as long as you win a challenge, right?
Yeah. There goes the milk, and I couldn't figure out why he was doing this at the time. Why he was milking. Yeah. Now, basically, Septim Ordain gives Arya. This is where I think I told Ben. Yes. He's taken the milk off Caitlyn, and he tried to put a milk on Septim Ordain.
Okay.
But you cannot go and search for the same attachment.
Called him out.
Yeah.
Should have let it go and then called it later. Win by default.
Sweetest 2 words in the English dictionary. Default.
So why was he trying to...
Well, basically, it'll come apparent in the next plot, but basically Septim Ordain gives Arya an intrigue icon and immune to plot abilities, and also she gives Sansa +2 strength and renown. So I was trying to figure out what was going on, but then, like I said, it came apparent in the next round.
Okay.
So Ben's now just taking insight, and he's done his intrigue, and now he is about to do another challenge.
I'm going to guess he's got some stealth or something.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Well, he's already, at that time, I think he got rid of the milk, and he got the bodyguard for Dany.
Yeah. She's a double dupes now, right?
Yeah. But,
right?
but what'll happen here, he'll do the next challenge again. I think I remember this, and once he wins, he then goes sacrifices the bodyguard to go get that milk he wanted.
Oh, so it didn't actually matter.
Yeah, he just had to do it. It took him another challenge.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I believe this was a power challenge. Yeah. I oppose with Hodor.
there he goes.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of this game
And
was
there's the milk.
watching onto Still Intercepted. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
So it's
no,
funny, yeah. I guess Caitlin wasn't enough of a danger to him.
not at that stage. I think. Well, basically, it was also the end. She was knelt. It was the end, so she wasn't going to be putting any of the challenges. So
Yeah.
he didn't have to worry her out of for this plot phase or for this round. And as you can see, with all the extra attachments on Danny, he's pretty much able to win at least one challenge when he wants now, if not more, and get whatever he needs.
Okay.
And plus, as well, he already had the dupe on Danny, so the bodyguard really wasn't needed. So he was able to just go get that as a sacrifice, as a one cost to go get the milk.
Did you have much targeted kill or anything in this, like ice?
No, I don't really run targeted kill. This deck is basically mained around kind of a few renowned bodies and able to get enough tricks out. The breaking ties into Valor can be very handy, and then just Wyman Manderley, able to sacrifice, get the cards you need. It's mainly what it's built around, and then just renown and winning power challenges. Most of my games kind of went about 4 or 5, and it was trying to let other decks run out. A lot of the decks now are going to, if they can't close you out in 4 or 5, if you can stay that long, you can usually crush them out then.
Because like Wyman's perfect for big Caitlyn.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I guess it feels like a loss to not be able to have them together.
So I did King in the North, and Ben played Valor Dohaeris, and now it became apparent why he milked Septa.
Yeah, okay.
Because Arya would have been immune, so I could have kept her plus another 10 strength, another 10 goals
that would have
worth.
been happy out.
So, and plus as well, with this deck that Ben's running, he really just wants to keep Big Power Danny going, you know, and
as it is, he can keep a spare. I can't remember. I think he can keep Rhaegal out as well.
So, yeah, because he's going to lose Randall. So that was 2 power down. Once again, he's getting rid of the 2 now. I'm kind of going sweet, not knowing. So he's kept a dragon, and he's kept Danny, and I've kept King Rob because I needed the king for that to do anything. And I kept Arya. I figured, got the dupe, and she's got stealth.
Yeah. And I suppose we know from the sneaky look we've seen in his hands, he has a Khal Drogo in there. And looking at Great Hall and King's Road, he probably dropped 2 characters this round if he wanted, if he had a cheap one.
Yeah, economy wasn't really an issue for Ben all day.
Yeah, he doesn't have...
Which is strange. It's like King's Roads and Rose Roads. Like,
so it's 12 cards is quite a good bit of... I suppose 12 of 75 is kind of changes the proportions. But
so at this point I'm thinking, well, it's not too bad. I figure he's got no king character unless he drops out the new king. And I'm so completely forgetting about Beggar King.
Which I'm going to guess he had at this... Or it didn't matter if he had it at this stage.
If he had Beggar King, it would. He can't use his King's Roads and his Great Halls now.
That's right, actually, yeah. So, does King of the North, does that let you do plot abilities? Like agenda abilities, rather?
Agenda, yes. Plot, fine. It's just, it stops character abilities.
Okay.
And also the usual kind of standard in Thrones. Anything with bold text.
Yeah, I suppose Caitlyn would stop Qohor as well, right? I'm trying to think. She's just triggered abilities, right?
I know she stops Reigns of Castamere. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, so she would then, yeah. About the same value.
So if it's the same thing, then Winterfell would do the same?
Yeah. So I guess actually, it was probably important that you dealt with. So I think now that she's not milked, you could have been in a good spot in order to restrain all of the shenanigans about to occur.
I wouldn't mind, because I had drawn her dupe. That was her dupe, because Caitlyn went to the bottom of my deck because of...
Yeah.
And we got another attachment that just went down again.
Another Silver Steed?
No, I don't think it's a Silver Steed.
Let's match the artwork.
I think it might be Misa. And that's a lady character only. During the first power challenge you initiate each round, attached character does not kneel.
No, I think it's this one. Seized by the guard.
Seized by the guard only goes on locations.
Oh.
So I don't think he'd make that play mistake.
I'm just trying to I'm just trying to match the artwork, and that looked like roughly the right
I'm just trying to look at I'm kind of looking at
could be right there,
Could be a warrior's breed. I'm not sure. We will see if she kneels in a power challenge.
Yeah. I just realised as well after you playing Caitlyn, well he has Viserion, so stealth, which means Caitlyn doesn't matter.
Yeah. Which
I'm going to guess is how it unfolds.
So now I'm thinking, what do I do? I'm still thinking there are dragons to worry about. So I'm like, does he have? And even though I hadn't seen it yet,
Yeah. It's kind of, as someone who has a burn deck, it's kind of hard to, I would imagine it'd be hard to fit in
yeah.
significant burn as well as all of this. Oh,
So-
that's nice. Hilton.
Yeah. Khal Drogo thinking, yeah, that's a good start. I'm starting to get cocky and confident. How wrong I was.
Yeah. I'd say, will you be putting weapons at the door in your next?
I don't know. I suppose it will all depend on how popular trading is. What the core is going to get. You know, I'm not sure if it's going to be because it's one of those things. It's like anything. It's got a couple of silver bullets. You know, and depending how many trading with the core decks you got, because attachments are. You don't see that many. If you're putting in a plot just to get rid of attachments and.
You have the flexibility with
Wars to come.
Wars to Come.
Yeah.
So, but like I suppose Targaryen was always kind of trying to be the attachment faction, kind of with all of the special ones it had, but just never had enough until this agenda, I guess.
Yeah, I did. The odd time you'd see like a Barristan Selmy, they would try and build up, and was it?
Oh yeah.
I think it was like if less cards in hand, he doesn't need.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, he stands after.
Yeah.
You win, I think. Yeah. So yeah, it's probably a few things you could trigger there.
Doing my Caitlyn, got that through, I believe. Now cautiously stealthing, trying to decide which dragon to stealth. So now that Viserion's out, she has stealth and stand from Rhaegal.
Yeah.
It's always the really annoying thing about the dragons with Dany. Even you milk Dany, she still gets the ability.
Yeah, like when I had the dragons and Daenerys, it was just amazing. It was just when you get them out, it was amazing, and when you didn't, it was kind of not so much.
And it's so strange. Then I suppose they couldn't on the new Dany. They couldn't give her the Stormborn because it's Stormborn they work with, isn't it?
Yeah, so not just
yeah.
So.
I suppose she'd be like overpowered if you gave her that.
She'd have a lot of options all the time. I guess for every iteration of her, forever more, because they're core cards as well. So they're never going out of fashion.
I suppose that's what they went to with the. Was it Fire and Blood? Because that's hatchling, so obviously it won't work on the new dragons when they come out.
Yeah, no, that would be a bit silly if you could just pull a 6-coster Drogon who just Dracarys you and leaves.
So obviously there was some time done there, I think, wondering what was going on, so to be a cut. And so we do have a block.
He swung at you, right?
Yeah, military. Yeah. He wins the challenge, sacrifice, and I believe this is where he goes and gets Beggar King.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, what? And I'm like, oh, that's right, that's a king card.
And you do have
and there it is.
You do have a tidy amount of that's right, because King of the North says characters, locations, whatever.
Yeah.
That doesn't say events and it doesn't say agenda, so yeah, you can trigger it. And you've got like 10. I'm looking at your card there. That's 11 power on your card.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4,
on...
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 11.
And
12. Yeah.
Okay, so it's funny because I might know the outcome, but
you would feel confident.
Yeah, you would. Yeah. Just a couple on opposed. So next round, no problem.
Yeah.
You got this. So it's a good thing you had Bear King in there for his sake. That's a one-off again.
I'm assuming that's what it is in there for.
Yeah.
Especially because looking at Ben's plot deck, he does have it himself, the King in the North. So.
Yeah. I suppose that's actually nice because he could drop it even before, as a means to guarantee he's going to get something true because your opponent can't interfere, and then just get it for himself and then start doing stuff.
It is because you do see an awful lot of people running kings now. Like you're starting to see things like King Balon, which you wouldn't really see before.
Yeah.
Like people are now like, well, I'm running King Rob. Even like, I might go back to other Rob.
It's one way to motivate people to not just use the core set of everything.
Yeah, because that's the one thing about Stark Qohor is that you get the Wolf King, which is a great ability. You don't kneel. Now we've dropped in Jiqui, I think is the name, if I can remember. And that's basically after you win a challenge, discard one card from your hand to have a participating Lord or Lady character gain a power.
How did he drop her in though?
I'm guessing, did he sack?
Oh, was it Oaths?
Yeah.
But I thought it had to be non-Tyrell now, no?
And she's Targaryen.
Oh yeah. I just thought, different house, different than the owner. Yeah, of course.
Also, like a ridiculous ability to think of this. No, after you win a challenge, discard one card hand Participate in Order Lady, gain a
Yeah.
power. You got Daenerys not kneeling, doing extra things, and
Yeah, just that's
like what you want there now is a couple of Missandei, drop her in, go straight into play anyways. So you get the character in,
yeah.
and
There's
you
plenty
would.
of ways. Like you don't
Yeah.
care. Like if you, I suppose he doesn't have things like second son and free
Yeah.
bottom, and there's lots of ways to discard cards
Yeah.
in Targaryen and not care. Lord
And
Ren's
then
bad.
does the same, drops in a dupe. Or drops in Viserion.
I wonder is there. I suppose maybe just for like things like milk on Dany.
Yeah.
Things. Well, again, milk wouldn't really matter. Like all it would stop is insight and her ability. It's mostly the attachment stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I think what's the ability he's dropping in, he's using the Breaker of Change. So that must be what when the attachments went on. Because after an attached character is declared as an attacker, put into character printed, cost 2 or lower into play from your hand.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what he's got. That's how he's dropping those cards in.
Oh, then you can just keep on doing it.
Yep.
Cool. There's all these attachments which I never really
Yeah, I think that's
bothered
what's-
having a good look at. I think that does match the artwork of what we saw earlier.
Yeah,
so the
so-
mystery comes too close.
Yeah, 'cause I think at one stage we start doing math in the head, and it's like a mental game of thrones in my head, doing this. If I do that, he'll do this, and then it's working through. So yeah, as you can see, I'm now doing the finger taps of doom. What's happening? Still not too bad. I think I'm at like 11 power still.
I assume you were trying to close this turn anyway, right?
Well, Ben had previously been thinking, can I finish this game in this one turn? And I'm like, how is he getting 14 power? I think it's what he needed at that
Yeah.
stage. So basically, this is now.
What did you drop?
I went for, I believe that is. Oh, is exchange of information, I think. No, it's breaking ties. That's what it is.
Oh,
So I can
yeah,
sacrifice
yeah,
a loyal
yeah,
character to bounce a non-loyal. And Ben has gone for you win or you die.
Yeah.
So that's-
you don't have 2 loyal there, do you?
I have 1. Actually, I do. I have 2. I have Rob and Caitlin.
Is Kate? Oh, of course you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So Ben has now dropped you win or you die. So that's, if I remember, 5 gold, 2 claim, reaction draw 2 cards when it comes out. Initiative is quite high. I think it's 9 or 10. It's a very high. The downside is for this, because it sounds like an amazing card, is that it's 0 reserve.
Yeah.
So you're getting rid of your entire hand at the end of it.
Ooh. That's a
So
that's
as
a
you-
big thing.
So as you can see now, he's got the full fleet of dragons.
Yeah.
So Dany now has stealth, renown, and the ability to stand if she wins the challenge.
All right. Because and she's safe because she's
And
a loyal, of
yeah,
course.
and
So
she's
you
loyal.
can't
Oh.
bounce her.
How sweet it would be if I could. And I'm looking across at this going,
You had a couple. Well, I mean, like if you could pull a couple cheap. Are there many cheap loyal Starks actually?
your standard ones you usually see most people play are the Bear, Island
Loyalist,
Loyalists. Summer is a great one. Because basically you're going to get the
Yeah.
ability, you play Summer, pull some of your cards, sacrifice them for that, and then you can either flea bottom him back in, or if you get the dupe, play him again.
Yeah, yeah.
Like really what you want, the great play for breaking ties with Stark is you have Summer. You sacrifice Summer, then you flea bottom him back in, get his ability again, you pull someone out back to hand, it's 2 strength or lower, so usually Core Bran you'll find a lot, or what's the other, there's another couple of hits usually people go for. I'm trying to think, is one of the Sansas as well comes back, I think.
No, the other Sans is the inside on 0
Yeah.
strength one, but yeah.
But basically you get to use, and then with Flea Bottom, like I said, you get to do it twice.
Yeah.
And you've only lost the 1 character. So there you go, Bear
Oh,
Island Loyalist.
That's right. The other Sans cost 2, so
Yeah.
she's perfect. Yeah, okay, yeah.
I think it's Strength 2.
It's cost 2, but strength. No, it's not cost 2, strength 4, is it? But it's -1 per
it's
dead.
cost,
dude.
It's cost 2, Strength 4, -1 for dead. So what's Core Sansa? Would she be
Core
cost
Sansa's-
3, Strength 2? Maybe
yeah,
she's the one
3
you can
for
pull
2.
back.
Yeah.
And I think she is loyal.
And
So yeah, currently I have 3 loyal characters out now. I'm breaking ties. Normally the great thing about breaking ties is you can do it at any point.
yeah,
And so basically someone can defend. If they're non-loyal, you can then use breaking ties, sacrifice someone, bounce them, so the strength doesn't hit, so you can get unopposed through. Also, for a normal, not normal, I won't say a normal Targaryen deck, but a lot of people will say a nice 4 strength Astapor. Doesn't have to be a character. You can bounce one of your loyal characters and get rid of their Astapor.
Oh, it doesn't have to bounce a character?
Not a character, it's,
Oh, right.
it's just a non-loyal card.
Asper's not loyal?
Yeah. So at this stage, I'm thinking, okay, what can I get rid of? If I,
Yeah, it's getting pretty thick board. I'd say you
yeah.
probably would have gone for... Would you gone for clear next round if you had? It would have been pretty dangerous for you.
Yeah. I'm bouncing 2. So I'm looking at, right, the dragons. I'm thinking, what dragons next? So I don't want her to have renown, hence the reason I bounced Drogon.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, do I want to get rid of stealth or do I want to get rid of stand?
Because she has 2 avenues of stand, because she's got Highgarden and Courtier at the back there, yeah. So that...
So I got rid of that. So obviously Sansa mustn't be loyal, because there's no way I would have gotten rid of Caitlyn.
yeah.
So that was a hard choice. But I'm still looking at 2 claim. And I'm now thinking, what do I do?
Oh dear.
So yeah, because I went first, seeing what was going ahead. I think, or did he make me go first? I'm trying to think who goes first. I think Ben actually might go first here. With 2 claim up, I'm guessing he went first. He doesn't want... He's trying to finish this out now.
I say he's probably pretty comfortable because there's not a huge amount. Looking at what you have, not a huge amount you can do because you've no gold as well either, because you want to know that beforehand. But
so as far as I remember, the first one was intrigue, and his reaction to winning. It was unopposed. Drops in, I believe, is that a handmaiden? I think, and a handmaiden stands. You kneel the handmaiden, I think, or to stand already. He then plays Lord Renly's Ride to bump Dany's strength and also give her intimidate.
Yeah, and then
he uses
stand, kneel. Oh, okay, so he's going to get unopposed every every power challenge.
So basically, he's got unopposed. He's now going to get card claim, 2 claim. So there's my frozen solid. I get what the other one is. He now, as far as I remember, he intimidates Rob.
Yeah.
And I've already, like I said, breaking ties. You only do it twice, so I can't get rid of anything else.
And with Lord Renly, they've intimidated till the end of the turn, right?
It's the end of the phase, I think.
Yeah. So. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So, then it's. I think at this stage too, even just for the fun, I think he might have thrown in a Sirius training, so she gets a blade as well, so she can do military.
I think what happened there is he swung with the Syrian and then joined her in with the Mother of Dragons.
Yeah, so that's
and then we'll win because that's like more than you, and then I guess I'm not sure what we'll pull because we know he's done military and intrigue. Yeah. He's got multiple power left to go.
So I think did he just sacrifice Mother of Dragons? Would that be just get rid of?
Yeah, because he kneels it and then grabs him and he gets.
So he's now gotten Misa, which during the first power challenge you initiate each round, attacker does not kneel when declared as an attacker and gets 1 strength for each attacking character.
So it doesn't matter that Rhaegal is gone now.
And at this point, I had done the math in my head and seen how it was going to go, and I had conceded.
Yeah.
But then everyone else was looking around going, what just happened? He's only on 6 power. How can this go? So I think we did say, someone asked, would we play it out just so we could actually see what happens?
Yeah.
So I think I'm explaining it to someone now. This is what he's about to do to me.
Yeah.
So I think we didn't just play it out just for the rest of the game. So I have technically conceded at this stage.
Oh, okay. So each power challenge from now is 5 power, I think. So 1 from Renown, 1 from
Key. And it's going to be claim 2.
Claim 2, yeah.
And it's going to be unopposed.
So yeah.
So
5 and then another 5 because I assume he's got Silver Steed out there.
Yeah, well, I think when he's doing the challenges.
Or we'll get one.
Yeah. So yeah, he's doing the first challenge initiate. She doesn't have to kneel with Misa. Triggering G-Cree, after you win a challenge, discard 1 card from your hand, just made lower later gets power. He's getting unopposed and 2 claim.
Yeah. 1.
He's then sacrificing one of his attachments, and he's going to go get the Silver Steed. If he didn't,
gains power from Renown, sacrifice it. Yeah, and then he can do another power. So it doesn't have Renown anymore, I think, but doesn't matter.
No,
because that's 9. Yeah, on 13. So
Yeah.
no, it's that. It's,
Do another power, wins, discard the card, using Chickweed to give a power, and then basically the power, unopposed power to claim, and that's game.
yeah.
So,
All right. That
a lot of
looks
attachments.
like it would be very stressful to play in a competitive environment where you're like, I don't want to lose a trigger anyway.
It does seem to build up for like the one death turn. You know, if you could, and I think Paul earlier played it brilliant. He managed to play weapons at the door at
right
that
moment,
death
yeah.
turn, and so I think Ben could only get 12 or 13 power when he went for it.
Because weapon at the door bounces during the challenge phase,
Yeah,
right?
at
So
the challenge
you can't
phases,
remarshal,
yeah, they all come back in. So basically, unless you had some of your attachments duped, because I don't think it can't be saved.
Unlikely, it seems. Yeah. So, is there anything then that you reckon you would have done differently to win that, or do you think it was
Knowing then what I know now,
yeah.
probably weapons of the door would have been nice, but basically, I think the best way would have been what Paul was doing. Maybe stay away from the power. If I hadn't done as many power challenges, maybe focused on military and intrigue to get maybe renown rather than power actually on the house card.
Yeah.
That's possibly
but I mean it's kind of hard because I mean if he wants you to have power, well then he just says well unopposed, and then you're still gaining it, and it's not like you're gaining it that much quicker that you're going to win because
no. So I think basically unless you had a lot of Neil. Yeah. And maybe at the start different. I was expecting burn and I was playing around that a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, like I said, it was a good game and well done to Ben.
Yep, good job to him.
And thanks for this, James.
Thank you. So thanks for tuning in, guys. GoNuts for gaming.
GoNuts for gaming.
Yep. Signing out. Yo.